Pardon me, my voice, my throat is gone. The cold is killing me, and we're only in November. And speaking on the subject of teaching, please somebody out there teach me how to look after myself in the winter, man, because I am always getting down in the cold, particularly my throat. Fisherman's friend is of no help right now. That's how bad it is. Anyway, I just wanted to, share some thoughts, some words on teaching and what teaching is. Everyone has their own idea of what teaching is and what a good teacher is. And my own really is very simple and straightforward. And that's probably why it's such a rarity and it may be so difficult to perform. This is just me assuming, by the way, so pardon my ignorance. And when it comes to teaching, one thing that I never realized is that a teacher is meant to be taught. What do I mean by that? Well, you're not dictating to your student. Rather, you're on a journey with them. So instead of you hoping to put something into your student, which you could never do, rather, you accept and appreciate that you have to bring out forth from within the student. That's teaching. As simple and straightforward as that may sound, the actual practice of such is very difficult. And just note here that when I talk about teacher and student, I'm not talking purely in the literal sense. I'm talking, metaphorically. This applies to every single person, no matter how old, no matter how young, and our relations with others in this journey that we call life. So the teacher goes on a journey with the student. That's why religion, in my opinion, has failed so much, because rather than bringing forth from within the power that lays within each and every student, what religion has done is instill things in them, put things in them. That's why you may find a lot of religious people who believe strongly in something and yet don't know what they believe in exactly. They don't understand it, and that's because it was put into them. It wasn't brought forth from within them. So they accept it, but they don't know it. And that's what I meant there by the fact that you can never ever put anything into anyone. So as for you trying to convince people your position and your beliefs and how good it would be for them, you're wasting your time. Because life is a journey and everyone's perception is different. So in regards to the good teacher and the good student, the teacher will learn a lot of things about themselves and their nature, as well as the child's. I say child, student, sorry. But anyway, that could be your child, because we all know as parents that with children, it is a lot of learning to be done. And there is a lot of learning to be done. So, yeah, back to the teacher and student. Because the teacher is aware that they cannot put anything in them and make them, know it simply by believing it rather than understanding it, the teacher does not dictate. The teacher actually takes a back seat. And to religious people and people who want to be dictated to, that will be very frustrating, because they are now challenged to do all the work that a bad teacher would normally do. And of course, there is no work ultimately, because you don't know it, you just believe it. So the teacher takes a back seat, and it's now on the student to learn and share their perspective and to teach the teacher. Just think of yourself as a student doing a course, whatever level, university degree, whatever. And for your exam, you're given all the answers by your lecturer, your teacher. And of course, you pass the exam because all the questions and answers are in line and they're correct. and you succeed because you passed the test. And now you go into a career directly related to that exam. Let's say accountancy, for example. There's a lot of formulas, a lot of numbers, a lot of this and a lot of that involved. Specifics. Now, because you did not learn the specifics, you did not know the specifics, you just believed them by receiving the answer from your teacher, you would have no clue how to apply yourself in your career. And that's what life is, and that's what a good teacher teaches the student. The fact that they cannot give them the answers to life. Rather, the student has to give the teacher the student's answers to life. And the teacher would have their own answer still. But the student would not simply be a believer. They would know it. They would embody it. And that's what Jesus was teaching. Jesus was teaching us that we do not have priests. We do not have an intermediary between God and us. We are one. We have the power within us. So for all of you out there who do lean upon someone and expect someone to work it all out for you, not only are you draining their energy, but you're wasting your time. Because each and every one of us is a student, and we all have to graduate our classes and ultimately school.